Edo State, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Let's get talking. I will be getting reactions about some of the statements made by Mr. Oshiomhole. We'll be speaking with the Deputy Governor of Edo State, who is also the running mate of the PDP governorship candidate. He was billed to appear on the program yesterday, but due to some technical and logistics issues, he couldn't make it on the program. So he joins us now from Benin City. Thank you so much, Comrade Philip Shuaibu, for joining us tonight on the program. Let me get your immediate reaction to your former boss, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, what he said about your principal. You were laughing. What is that about your principal? Your reaction to that, Comrade Shuaibu?
Yeah, actually, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole is not my former boss, but it's my father. So, and I'm ashamed, really, that my father, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, will be fooling himself the way he's doing. I'm really ashamed. I'm really ashamed, because that is not Oshiomhole that I call my father. But I want to apologize to Nigerians that, when there's a certain age you get to, law of diminishing return setting. I think that is what's affecting my father. But we will take care of him as a good child. We will find a way to get him to where they can check him properly medically so that he can return to the era where he was wearing khaki. Now he's putting on safari. I think he has changed his mentality. But I want to talk about what he said just now. And I want to also agree with him that the proper name of my boss, the governor of Edo State, will be reaffirmed on the 19th of September this year. That is, his name is Godwin. And God will definitely win in this election. So I want to join him to agree that the proper name of my governor will be reaffirmed on the 19th of September. And his name is Godwin. And I also join him when he was prophesying. Those days he was wearing khaki. When he said, nobody can challenge God. And that we must also check the name we give to our children. And he attributed to the fact that God bless my governor's parents for giving him the name Godwin. And that is why God will win. That any man that stands in the way of God, that say God will not win, that God will punish the person. So I want to agree with him that if he, Oshiomhole, do not support that God must win, then the prayer he prayed will follow him. But on issue base, if we must go back to what is happening in Edo State, he's talking about certificate. I don't want to go to history, but if I must go to history, very soon we will know why somebody will be a governor and Minister of Education will be burnt down when tribunal is sitting. We will go back to there. Somebody that does not have a certificate cannot talk about a man that he alluded to the fact and he waived his immunity and he swear to God that this man went to school. Not only that he went to UI, he even went to America and he helped to set up banks. And that without him, it was his brain box, that without him, he would have succeeded for 8 years. The same man now is talking the other way. I think the lesson here is that we should try not to allow the younger ones to hear what Comrade said before and what he's saying now. Because we will not be sending a good message to our younger ones, because they will see him as a role model, and that role model is not something we should sell to our children, where you speak from both sides of your mouth. As far as I'm concerned, Edo State is Godwin Obaseki has overwhelming support, because he's not the man that speaks anyhow. He earned the name Wait and See because he believes that work for the people, let the people be the ones speaking for you. And that is what has happened in Edo State. The election that we had today, you can see they are spending money on propaganda. Oshiomhole is not contesting an election. Oshiomhole got to Abuja to be national chairman of APC. From 26 states, they reduced to 18 states. That is not the Oshiomhole that we know. The Oshiomhole that we know was the one that will have the Godwin Obaseki behind him, that is a brain boss, that will have Oge behind him, have the dope people support him to succeed. But the Oshiomhole that we have today is different. So, Shehu, the election of Edo State is already won by my governor, because the people of Edo State are with him.
Let's take a break quickly, and when we come back, we continue the conversation about the Edo governorship election, the agenda of your party, your manifesto, and what you will be telling the people of Edo State as they plan to go and vote on the 19th of September. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get back to the conversation with the Deputy Governor of Edo State and the running mate in the on the platform of the PDP, Comrade Philip Shuaibu. Thank you so much, Deputy Governor, for your time tonight on the program. Let's get back to the conversation, and perhaps before we start talking about the manifesto and the agenda of your party in going into this election, clear the air, if you can, on the issue of certificate of your principal, which your father, as you called it, Comrade Oshiomhole, has raised, that the PDP, your party, was the first that raised an issue about the certificate issue.
Yes. It's true, and the candidate of is he really a candidate? Anyway, that is for future. Pastor Ezedamo raised the issue on that, and that issue was even decided by the court, and the court affirmed that the case was dismissed because actually those credentials were original. And recently, University of Ibadan is just a stone throw. They also affirmed that certificate was not forged and that they are original and they issued those certificates. I think this made distraction. Like I said, I apologize to Nigerians for my father's new attitude, but we'll take care of that. As far as even my certificate is being questioned by the same Adams Oshiomhole and his cohorts. They have gone to court on my own certificates also. There were also issues of litigation, and the case I won. Even my recent MBA certificate is also court. So they are just trying to distract us, and we are refused to be distracted.
So how would you also react, or what would you say about the performance of the Obaseki administration in Edo State? Do you think it deserves a second term?
Of course, that even a child that understands what is happening in Edo State is supporting my governor. Like I told you, wait and see was given to him by our people. And what is wait and see? The manifesto of the party and what we promised. We said we're going to take governance to the next level. And that next level was to improve. It's interesting to improve on what we achieved under Comrade Adams Ali Oshiomhole. Because the brain boss was the governor, who was the head of the economic team. I was the majority leader in the House of Assembly that speaks for the executive in the House of Assembly. So our collective work for 8 years, which Comrade also testified to, was what we're going to take to the next level. And what was this next level? Some of these roads that were being constructed to forest areas, we have converted them to an agrarian area now. That was the next level we're preaching about. And the jobs we have created from our agricultural policy is there. The next and recent 70 jobs as of November last that we have created from that sector. And this was the next level we're talking about. Is it in the area of Edo job or in the area of education? For instance, in education, under Oshiomhole, which was the chairman of the economic team and a majority leader in the House of Assembly, they built red roof. Those red roofs did not translate to what we wanted it to be in terms of educational policy. And those red roofs were just buildings. Now, what makes it a school? We are taking it to another level, making it a digital learning is now in our IDO Best program, where teachers no longer use their hands to write their lesson notes. Lesson notes are now technologically provided. They have tabs, and we're able to monitor teachers, monitor students in their classroom. Our primary one student in their first term can read and write, and that is the content we have put in that now make those buildings a school. And our students can deal with computer at primary school level. Go to our universities. Everything is online. You can write your exam, and in 1 hour your results are ready. That is what that is the next level we're talking about.
All right.
Now, these jobs
just a moment, Deputy Governor, Comrade Shuaib, just a moment. There is a major issue here, which undermines of a lot of people in Edo State, for example. Your principal, the governor, was a candidate of the APC the last time, and this time is a candidate of the PDP. And vice versa is the issue of the PDP the APC candidate now was a candidate of the PDP 4 years ago. On the minds of so many voters in Edo State, how are you able to distinguish what you told them the last time and what you are telling them now? Did you carry the manifesto of the one used or you are still on in the APC to the PDP? Or how are you taking the philosophy of the party? Is everything mixed up? Or how are you able to distinguish these issues?
Yeah, actually nothing is mixed up. Don't forget that the individual matters even when the party has its manifesto. And interestingly, when I look at the manifesto of PDP, it's power to the people. And while we were in APC, what was our slogan? Let the people lead. And we said we are returning power to the people. And now we're back to a party that also believes in the people. And what do the people want? Nobody wants to be a beggar. What the people want is for government to create an enabling environment for them to be able to do their businesses, provide security, get the infrastructure in place, and open up the economy. And that, on the basis of that we voted for Governor Obaseki in the first step. And as it performed, yes. What did we promise? We said we're going to create 200,000 jobs. Have we performed? Yes. Did we create a sector that was dealing with it? Yes. Where are we? And that is where the question. And I know people know.
Comrade, in the 300,000 jobs promised by your party at the time, how many of those have you created? As
of today, I can vividly tell you that we have surpassed the 200,000 jobs, because I just told you, just a business day on its own, not even from our own data, on its own chart, by November last year, they have it on record that on their own check, we've created 176,000 jobs. It was published, widely published. And by our own calculation, as at that time, we have created 196,000 jobs.
All right. So Deputy Governor, we need to we need to close the program now. But in 30 seconds, if you can tell viewers, those who are watching you right now, your governor and the governor of Sokoto State have expressed fear about the use of the federal might. Is that really very apparent on the ground in 30 seconds? Is there a fair play on the ground?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that, like Oshomole said, there are no federal might, but local might and might. And I can assure you that our people are ready. They want to intimidate, they want to harass, because they know they are losing the election. But I can tell you that we have, just like the governor has said, we have told our people to be peaceful. And I want to rely on comrades' philosophy that we must vote and defend our vote. And we must stand by one man, one vote. One Oshomole, one vote. One Obaseki, one vote. One Philip Shaibu, one vote. That principle is what we are going to stand on. And we are going to defend our vote. We are not weakling. We don't look for trouble, but when trouble comes, we don't run.
All right.
But as far as this election is concerned, our people have made up their mind that Obaseki will return. And by the grace of God, I can assure you, Shehu, we will be very peaceful. I will not be intimidated, and we will win the election by the grace of God.
Thank you so much, Deputy Governor of Edo State and the running mates of the PDP in the governorship election in Edo State. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip Shuaib, for talking to us tonight.